Say it.
Say what?
I was right.
Why would I say that?
Because I was right. Enter the Matrix sucked arse.
Kinda busy.
No, you're just button mashing.
No, there's an art to this.
No, there isn't. You're just hitting all the buttons hoping to get in a decent combo.
If I say you're right, you're going to leave me alone.
I might do.
Fine, you was right.
Yes!
I hate you
Right,
so much.
come on. It's time to play a scary game.
Why?
Because it's Halloween. That's what you do on Halloween. Play scary games.
I don't want Fine. Prick. No, there's... Keep going, there's nothing in this locker. Keep going, don't come in here. No. No, God! Ah, fuck this. I'm playing a game I want to play. It's fun. Fuck this.
It's Futurama the game!
That's right, it is. Let it be known that there is one TV show above all others that I love, and that's South Park, but definitely in the top 5 is Futurama, even though it's been cancelled like 3 times now, or I don't know, I've lost count. But please, for the love of God, bring it back.
But that's enough about the show. We're here for this. Futurama, the video game.
This game was written, directed, and even voiced by the same people that do the TV show, with some exclusions like Hermes and Amy, but this is apparently due to budget reasons. So it's to be expected that this game will be just as funny as the TV show, and it totally is.
Huh. Bender had his way with the boiler again. I better not step in the black gunk.
So what kind of game is it? This is your bit.
I don't know. What kind of game is it?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually a third-person action platformer.
We get to play as 4 of the main characters in the show, Fry, Bender, Leela, and eventually Dr. Zoidberg, and each have their own unique way of going through the levels. Fry shoots his way through, Bender pretty much flails his arms around hoping to hit stuff, and Leela uses Kung Fu or whatever it is.
And what about Zoidberg?
Ha! Now you're getting into it. Well, I'll get to Zoidberg later. The story starts with the Professor announcing that he sold the company to Mom, the evil businesswoman, and this now means that she owns 50% of the world, making her the owner of the world. So it's up to our heroes to save the world.
As captain, I propose we get the hell out of here.
Second.
Amen!
Or that, whatever. Problem is the ship is wrecked and it's up to the crew to fix it, and it's Fry's job to get a hammer. Seems simple enough, just under this heavy pile of stuff, and oh god! Game over.
So that was my review of Futurama the video game. It's quite funny, it's not very long, and gameplay kind of sucks, but oh, I see.
So yeah, you're actually meant to die so that the Professor can show off his new toaster thing, which can actually bring Fry back to life if he dies. Now we get to run around Planet Express, and it has been very accurately recreated. I say very because this room with the TV in it, I'm sure in the show there should be 2 doors, one next to the couch and one next to the TV. The one next to the couch should go out towards the kitchen / conference room bit, but in the game it's the other way around. And this window that points out towards the river should actually point out towards the city. But now I'm just being a bit nitpicky. It's actually really cool to walk around and see all the little Easter eggs in the show, but there's not a lot of danger apart from hanging electric cables and the fax machine of death! Now Fry with his new immortality, he's a Fry, didn't I? Anyway, can go get the one part of the ship that was irreparable. Which sounds easy enough, but did I mention the hoverbot death troopers and the curfew that Mom put in place? Well, that's actually the least of Fry's problems. First he needs to go through the sewers with all the sewer mutants, and not the ones in the show. These ones are actually out to kill him. But you know, he's got a gun, so he'll be fine. But trust me, the mutants are the least of your problems in the sewers. The floaty jumping controls will easily kill you more times than the mutants. There's a slight delay between hitting the jump button and actually jumping, but you get used to this pretty quickly. The main problem is that they're so easy to miss the targets or just slip off them, and falling in this goo stuff kills you instantly, so yay. This can lead to some real clench moments.
What the hell does that mean?
Clench moments. You know, when you do something, your whole body tightens up and you're just like, come on!
Right.
Pretty much every jump you make can be like that. When you're done in the sewers, you get to the subway of Old New York, and the game focuses more on the gunplay than it does the platforming, and this is pretty easy to get your head around. Here, squeaky guy, lock on, fire, dead. Throughout these missions there are two kinds of collectibles, cash and nibblers. Each character has their own type of cash to collect. Fry has stacks of money, Bender has gems, and Leela has gold bars.
There is a lot to collect to keep all your little completionists busy, and getting all the nibblers in the level will unlock all the cutscenes for that level to view in the gallery outside of the levels. And getting 25 cash will give you a life.
Ha! You need one.
Eventually Fry makes his way to the surface again and goes through the red light district. Not a lot to this, just shoot the robot mobsters instead of the squeaky guys from before. This is where I started to see the game's main problem. What I mean by this is that the levels that you just run and jump and shoot, there's not a lot to it. But I still have a lot of fun doing this. But maybe that's just because I'm a huge fan of Futurama and I'll take anything Futurama. Please, for the love of God, just bring it back! Fry eventually gets to ride a chicken walker, which is just like one of those walkers from Star Wars, but you know, more chicken shaped. And this changes up the gameplay. Well, kinda. Now all you do is aim and shoot, the walker does all the walking for you. So Fry gets the dark matter engine and they can finally escape Earth, which lasts about 5 minutes before they get sucked in by a tractor beam. But good news! Bender is now a playable character, so naturally you play as him for your next set of missions. Bender, unlike Fry, is a melee character, so he doesn't use guns. Even though it clearly shows him and Leela using guns on the front cover art, neither of them actually use guns in the game. What's up with that? So with Bender you push square to do an armed spinny attack and push X to do a skid attack. I favoured using the skid attack because it hits harder and you can use it to get away quickly. He also has a charge attack, which I'll be honest I never used as him, but as leader I used it quite a lot, but I'll get to that later. Bender's stages had a nice mix of platforming and combat, and a very cool Indiana Jones inspired level where you find him running away from a giant boulder.
Da 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 da
Prick. Throughout Bender's levels, he faces off against Mum's three evil, yet well, stupid sons, and each of them have their own unique way of trying to kill you. The youngest and dumbest of the sons, Igna, simply tries to shoot you with a turret. The middle child, Larry, sets up an elaborate series of timed platforms, hoping you would just simply fall to your death. Now Walt, the oldest, smartest and most evil of the brothers, what could he possibly have in store for us? Something incredibly evil and genius, no doubt. It's a tank. Bender does eventually reach the tractor beam controller and disable it, and our crew escape. The end.
Nah, I'm just kidding, that would suck.
Can I go now?
No, you can't go, I'm not done. But you can't go anywhere anyway.
Well, they do escape. Right into Mum's ship. And she launches them right into the sun. Well, there's a civilization? Living on the sun?
Now I remember a little bit from my school days in science. Like how the sun revolves around the earth.
Dumbass.
But I'm pretty sure that the sun can't have a civilization on it, for the sheer fact it's the bloody sun. Oh well, who am I to judge where these people live?
Now it's time to play as Leela, and just like Bender she's a melee character. This time pressing X kicks and pushing square punches. Pressing R1 lets Leela do a roll, which in the late stages is quite handy for escaping some of the Prince of Persia-esque traps. So it turns out that these sun people are being enslaved by an evil sun god, who is using them to build his bone army. And the crew of the Planet Express ship agreed to get rid of the sun god in exchange for some dark matter which their ship runs on, and it just so happens that they ran out.
This is also the point in the game where I thought, hey, you know, you've been doing pretty good up until now, well, you know, screw you, we're turning on hard mode.
What I mean by this is that the game just throws constant enemies at you. You've got these magic skeletons that shoot, well, magic at you. You've got these sword and shield skeletons, and then you've got a bigger, tougher version of them. And then there's these guys. These guys just explode when they get close to you. And they actually run faster than you, so there's no way of outrunning them. And this is where the charge ability I mentioned earlier actually comes into use. Using it makes Leader do a jump spinny kick thing, which makes you invincible for about a second, and if timed rightly you can use it to kill the kamikaze guys without taking damage. Throughout the game I noticed drops in frame rate every now and then, but in the sun levels it was really noticeable. I don't know if it was due to a scratched disc or the capture card I was using, or even just my old ass PS2, but it was definitely noticeable later on. You travel to some really cool looking areas on the sun, but there's not exactly a lot that happens until you get into the Sun Temple itself where the Sun God is, because now the game focuses more on the platforming, which I prefer a lot more to the combat of the game.
I won't spoil anything else about the Sun God because it's one of those jokes that you have to experience for yourself, like, you know, most of the jokes in the game. So
the crew get the dark matter and decide the only course of action is to go back in time to before the Professor sells the company to Mom. And to do this means going to the corner of the universe to see the Professor's old mentor, Adoy. And who else do they find on this god-forsaken planet?
Hello.
they don't explain how he got there or why he's even there. He's just there. But I love it.
Luckily Adoy does have a time machine,
Doesn't that work?
but I'll just let him explain how
Sort
it
of.
works.
If you turn the handle for 2 minutes, it'll send the universe 2 minutes back in time.
So it gets us back to when we started turning the handle? Yippee!
This bit. Fuck this bit.
You have 2 minutes to get to a checkpoint, and then another checkpoint, and then the end. And I can't really criticise anything on this level, but how if you even barely touch an obstacle, you die. And I have rarely felt a bigger sense of achievement than finishing this bloody level.
Zoidberg makes it to safety, and the crowd goes wild! Zoidberg pulls the lever!
Will the crew successfully stop Mom in taking over the world? What happened to Dr. Zoidberg? Will they ever make more Futurama?
Stay tuned for more Tales of Interest.
Or you could just buy it yourself. It's probably incredibly cheap everywhere. This is my original copy, so you know, quite dear to me. It is good fun. It's a bit frustrating with the platforming and all that bollocks, but hey, it's a fun platformer. Or if you just want the Futurama story, got you covered. You can get this. It's the second film in the 4-film set that they made when they got cancelled the first time or whatever. Yeah, just got all the cutscenes cropped into one like long episode, or the last episode, as a lot of people call it. And it's a bloody funny film, so yeah, go watch it, buy it, whatever. They should make more Futurama. I'm gonna go watch Futurama. Sorry.
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, why not give it a like? And why not click that little subscribe button while you're at it? It'd really mean a lot to me. Also, ever wonder where that really annoying voice keeps coming from? Well, watch this video to my right to find out where he came from. Go on, you know you wanna.